Hello, this is Gary at Jack Raven Bushcraft. Thank you for watching our video. This week I'm going to demonstrate splitting a piece of wood onto a stump with an axe. So I hope you enjoy it. So when it comes to splitting on a stump, first thing you need to make sure of is that your stump is robust, so it's not going to kind of crumble, fall apart, split itself when you come to use it, and also just that it's going to be nice and stable, so it's not going to fall over as you're splitting. So I tend to go for a stump that is kind of just below my knee height, so somewhere about there. And there is some reason behind that. So if I had a really tall stump, so for instance, if I had a stump this kind of height, as I'm splitting, there's a good chance that I'm only going to get one corner of my axe into the piece of wood. If the stump was really short, then similarly I might be getting just the other end of my axe, the other corner into the piece of wood that I'm splitting. So about knee height gets it about the right kind of angle for the axe to make contact to your piece of wood. Now I often see people in this kind of stance when they're splitting wood, so essentially they're in a kind of starting position as if they're about to take off in a 100-meter relay race. The issue with that is if you miss the piece of wood, there's not much gap here in between your legs, so there's a very good chance that you'll end up sticking the axe into your thigh, knee, or somewhere that you really don't want it to be going. Other issue with this stance for me is that you're not particularly well balanced, so it's quite easy to topple over, and again that's not going to necessarily end well. If you fall over, good chance you're going to put the axe into your leg again. So you just want to go in this kind of A-shape position, so that your heels are more or less in line and that you're able to see some daylight. So now if I miss, then the axe is going to go straight through my legs, like so. So just getting your stance right, get a stump that's stable, about the right height, secure, get your stance right. So what I'm going to do now with this piece of wood, I'm going to put it onto the stump. I've put it onto the far side of the stump, so I could have it here where it's right next to me. If I miss here though, the axe is just going to carry on, whereas if I put it on the far side of the stump, so furthest away from me, and I miss, then there's a very good chance that the axe is going to go into the stump. And because of my wide stance, even if I manage somehow to miss the stump as well, it's going to carry on and go in between my legs. So position your piece of wood in the right spot here, so far side of the log. So when it comes to holding the axe, I'm right-handed, but I've got my left hand at the bottom of the axe here, my right hand at the top. And so as I make the strike, I'm going to let the axe slide through my hand. So it's got to go slide through my hand, so that by the time I make the strike, both hands are going to be at the bottom of the handle of the axe. So starts up here, goes down. What I want to do is keep the axe basically in my line of sight. I want to be able to see it. So I'm not going to bring, the axe isn't going to go right behind my back like this where I can't see it, any of this sort of thing. If I do need to bring it up, it's got to kind of come maybe to shoulder height, but I want to be able to see it so I know where it's coming down, where it's going to land. Just line yourself up a little bit so that you've got that rough position there. So if I shuffle back a bit further now, I'm clearly going to miss. If I'm too far forward, again, I'm going to whack it with the handle. So I could just kind of line myself up here, get myself in the right place, so I know roughly where the axe is going to land before I start. So axe is going to come to about this height, the whole thing, legs apart. So there's daylight, holding the axe with my left hand, right hand at the top, keeping it in my line of vision so I can see what's going on. the last part of this is, just as you make impact, you've got to kind of sink your weight a little bit down into your knees, and that little drop is going to kind of just give that extra little bit of force, which is going to enable it to split. So it's this kind of thing. Right, so now if I do that, split that from this side again, I'll just do the same thing, so it's from there. So I'm kind of just eyeing it up. I know where I want the thing to land, like so. So that's your basic technique for splitting. It is simple if you get those few basic bits right. So once more, just to kind of reiterate that, we're looking at a stump that's kind of just below knee height, nice and sturdy, nice and stable. Get your wide leg stance, eye yourself up, line yourself up there with your piece of wood. Left hand down at the bottom, or your non-dominant hand at the bottom, dominant hand at the top. Keep the axe within your line of vision so that you can see what's going on. Sink your weight just as you make the strike. So hopefully, guys, that's of use to you, something that you can incorporate into your own bushcraft ventures. We hope to get some more content out next week. So it'll be on our YouTube channel or on our blog. If you haven't subscribed already, then please do. In the meantime, take care, stay safe.